So us trying to get to the astral world as a destination is actually ignorance. And I can tell you partly where that ignorance comes from. Mostly that ignorance comes from because motherfuckers is just ignorant. But secondly, is before anything to happen in this physical reality or this aspect of the matrix that you move around in, materialistic wise, let's just say, the impact needs to be felt in the astral world, or it needs to start in the astral world. So it's the concept the astral world is the place to rest your mind, and this is the place to rest your body. So the idea that nothing precedes a thought means nothing can happen unless it happens in that portion of the matrix first. So the astral world is to be worked with for spiritual use to manipulate this dimension, this aspect of this dimension, the physical. The astral world is the part that you can manipulate, let's say as a magician, to start bending this reality to your will. We're used to working from the floor up, let's just say. So if we want to get something done, we put boots to ground. We pick ourselves up by our bootstraps. But the true way to get something done is to manipulate it through the subconscious mind, which has its movement or its place or its greater way or greater access point, I should say, through the spirit, through astral manipulation, which is what candle magic is, crystal work is, fairy work, altars, like, all the symbols and shit you see around here, the objects that you see around here are ways of using physical objects to create an astral influence, to have astral intelligence, to again manipulate and be able to access you can say different parts of that which is spiritual in you, I guess. You know what I mean? To hit this thing with broad strokes, kind of. So most black people or conscious people hear this word astral world, and because they don't really know or haven't really studied it, what it is, the nature, the concept, and how it connects to our physical reality in a more day-to-day and more practical way. And they just kind of put all the mystical components of, that they may have heard anywhere onto this concept of the astral world, when it's actually laid out as a very specific understanding of who and what we are. It's a very specific understanding as a part of our consciousness, not the be all end all. Let's say you've gone beyond. In this case, we'll use Gerald Levert because that was one of the last channels. Gone beyond, not coming back. Did it, got the t-shirt, out of here, right? Soul is gone. How would he communicate to, let's say, the average guy? Especially y'all, because y'all should be setting up altars. So if you're on a certain level of consciousness, and you're not scared, you're playing with it, you lighting your candle, you got your altar maybe. When you talk to Gerald Levert, though his soul has moved on, like we said, Gerald Levert's spirit still exists in the astral world. Now his soul may have moved on, or it may be back on Earth, or it may be in the astral world, based upon his work, right? But you're still getting information from Gerald Levert because his spirit is a signature left behind. So any information, boom, you can get it. Now, advanced beings, let's say we're going to do Gerald Levert again, who has a forward message, something that isn't recorded in his spirit, that was left behind in the astral. He can use that spirit like a TV. So from the great beyond, he can communicate to his spirit on the astral, and the advanced channel can get the new message, the forward message, a holistic message. So, but that's only based upon your level of consciousness. So there is a way, because I know sometimes when I'm talking to someone who's just on the astral world, and I make contact with their spirit, versus when I'm getting a live transmission. And Jimi Hendrix, who isn't Jimi Hendrix anymore, still will use Jimi Hendrix to kind of let me know this is Jimmy you're talking to. Because that's the way I'm going to know him. That's the way I'm going to see it from my human perspective. So he's going to use his archetype. Now, there are low entities that could bullshit you. So I always ask for proof. Tell me something I don't know. For instance, when I talked to Jimmy, he showed me that was his whole energy around Prince, Purple Rain, blah, 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 so on and so forth. He said through him raising up Prince like he did, he also gets to feed and gets out of here. It's another infinity ring. Let's look at it that way. So Gerald Levert showed me his worlds, which is out of the astral world. Showed me his world that he's creating with his voice, which is incredible. It's almost like that's how we listen to CDs. So we can go to OJ's world, perhaps universe, and you're in the majesty. That's like, you ever just get in the zone and just listen to like the Temptations all day? So this would be a bigger rendition of that. You can actually travel to the Temptations world, to the David Ruffin world, to the Eddie Kendricks world, and the architecture, the same way Earth has rocks, trees, caves, caverns, rivers, mountains, valleys, and all the rest of that shit. This is created with the word or the voice or the song or the music. Every nigga got music in them or dancing. That's how we create words. And us being born here, we're the personification and the embodiment of certain powers. And they come out of us as talents. And so Gerald Levert, he showed me his world. Crystal City is crazy, the architect. Everything in the spirit world will also have that same scary ass thing to you. That same scary ass feeling. So if your solar chakra isn't right, when you start moving in the higher chakras, you're still bringing the dysfunction of your solar chakra with you. And therefore, you'll feel the same persecution you feel in the world. It's the same persecution you feel in the spirit world. So I don't feel that because I wasn't bullied out here like that. You know what I'm saying? So I don't feel that. So I'm going to use my common sense. If shit don't sound right, I ain't fucking with it. You know what I'm saying? Shit don't look right. How you know that nigga on the block is the nigga he say he is? Every time somebody knock at your door and say, I'm the such and such, how you know the fuck that's who that is? It's like saying that, really. You know what I'm saying? That nigga look like Skeeter. You know what I'm saying? But it ultimately, you judge it by their actions. You know what I'm saying? How you know he wasn't a police officer? The way that motherfucker was acting. How you know he wasn't the real mailman? Because that motherfucker ain't had no mail. You know what I'm saying? So how you know that spirit wasn't real? Because he had nothing for me. It had nothing for me. She had nothing for me. So if somebody was masquerading, the worst you did was waste my time. But I'm going to get what I'm going to get. I'm going to get her. You can't stop me from getting what I'm going to get. Because you command spirits. So it really comes down to they command you. Can they be deceiving you? It's really comes down to the will and the power of your own mind. You know what I'm saying? That's like saying, can these hoes out here get you to fucking pay for their lunch every day? They're like, yeah, if they give me some pussy, you know what I'm saying? But if I'm just out here paying for these hoes, I'm in high school and I'm out here paying for these hoes lunch every day, carrying their books home, and then at the end of the day, they're going, thank you, panic. A book called Astral Travel by Gavin and Yvonne Frost is a good book. In the beginning, they talk about, it's kind of boring in the beginning, but in the end, they start talking about a lot of things to expect and a lot of things to see when you astral travel, all of which came to pass. One of the things I do, or I teach, I teach astral travel in my class. To get the details, you're gonna have to come and take that class. But I teach the mentality that you need to have. It's really the mentality that we need to have. It's not really so much the work. The work is not even that hard. It's really, we're taking something big and making it complicated. We don't have a practical understanding. If we handle this shit practically like we handle our lives, practically, if I was telling you the same dynamics, or I applied the dynamics like I did today with shit on the street versus shit in the astral world, you'll find it's the same mentality. You know what I'm saying? So can someone deceive in the astral world? Has niggas been coming up to you in Brooklyn deceiving you? You know what I'm saying? Has niggas been coming up to you in, you know what I'm saying, up in your store, you know what I'm saying, deceiving you? Come walking up in your car, deceiving you? Up in your car, nigga? You know what I'm saying? Deceiving you? You know what I'm saying? Show me all these niggas getting deceived. There's niggas who get deceived, no doubt. But we look at them niggas and laugh. Nigga, you fell for that?